So, gentlemen, is gold still a safe haven?
Well, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping think so. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. I mean, why would the Russians be buying it about 10, 20 tons a month, and the Chinese buying about the same if it's not a reserve asset? And then you have to take it another level, which is why are they doing that? Or you put yourself in Putin's shoes or Xi's shoes, and you look at the United States. The United States looks like an adversary. The United States is getting more aggressive. We're fighting a trade war with China. We're fighting a financial war with Russia behind the scenes through mechanisms like SWIFT and elsewhere. And you're like, okay, I got to get out from under this dollar, because as long as the dollar is king, as long as there's dollar hegemony around the world, and the dollar is 60% of global reserves, 80% of global payments, and almost 100% of the oil market. As long as that's the position of the dollar, you're enthralled with the dollar. If you're Russia, China, you could hate the United States. But as long as we have it's like turning off the oxygen supply to someone in intensive care. They're going to die. If I cut you off from the dollar payment system, you're going to die. They don't like that, so they're looking for an alternative. So what's the alternative? Two things, and I think here's where we can bring the gold and the cryptocurrency trends together. First of all, just buying gold. Gold is physical. You get gold, fly it to Moscow, put it in a vault, end of story. The U.S. can't seize it, can't freeze it, can't interdict it, can't kick you out of it. They can't do anything. They cannot erase that gold. It's just there. Okay, but you have to trade. So there's what's emerging, what I call, and I briefed the military on this, the U.S. Army War College and Joint Command down at Norfolk Naval Base recently, and I said, okay, just imagine the following. So so you have this trade. There's what I call the new axis of gold. So Iran sells oil to China. North Korea sells weapons to Iran. China buys oil from Saudi Arabia. Russia buys infrastructure from China. Russian tourists go to Turkey, etc. These are all the members. So what they could do, they could create their own distributed digital ledger. It wouldn't be Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a joke. But they could come up with their own currency, the Putin coin or the Xi coin. It would be completely encrypted. And all you would do is keep score. It's no different than baseball cards, right? So you keep score in this whole trading network. And periodically, monthly, quarterly, once a year, you settle up in gold. And all you do is you put the gold on a pallet, fly it in a plane to the other guy, and he puts it in his vault, end of story. And Steve knows better than anyone, when you do things on net instead of gross, it's a much smaller transaction. If you had to pay for everything with gross gold, that's unwieldy. But if you keep score in crypto and then settle up on net, every 6 months or so, that works fine. Now notice, everything I just said, there's no dollar. And that was Doug's point. Are we looking at the dethroning of the dollar? If we've got gold, Putin's crypto, Xi crypto, a distributed ledger, and a large trading network that does not involve dollars, does not involve SWIFT, is that the beginning of the end of the dollar? And it might be.